Hello, I'm David. Welcome to my show on the basics of Google Analytics. Today we are gonna talk about traffic. I have neighbors upstairs, so if there's a lot of sound, that's why. Okay, let's get to it. To optimize and understand your website, you have to know where did the visitors and users come from. But what is traffic really? Traffic is basically just the web browser looking at the previous page that wasn't your own website and tries to figure out where was it from. So in all web analytics tools, they use something called the document.referrer. This is part of the whole standard of web browsing, and we will take a look at it. I'm on Wikipedia. I fire up the console. So which URL am I at? Let's check that out. Document.location.href. This is the page I'm visiting right now. When I'm clicking a link, like this link, I'm navigated to the new link, and we can check that this is my current link. But JavaScript has something called document.referrer, which is the previous link. Aha! The main page of Wikipedia, which was the one that we checked previously. So this is what all web analytics tools use to figure out where the traffic came from. But if it's on the same website, we don't call it traffic, we just call it the previous page path. However, I'm here on a New York Times article, and I see this link to Wikipedia. I click the link. Fire up the console. Aha, the referrer is nytimes.com, but my current page is this. They are not on the same host name. Here I am on en.wikipedia.org, but the previous page was www.nytimes.com. So depending on how you've configured your website, this will seem as not the previous page, but the traffic. So traffic is basically just a previous page that wasn't a part of your own website. Web analytics tools such as Google Analytics, they try to bundle these small links together to some other concept. And Google Analytics has used the concept of source and medium. To figure this out, we will use the Google Analytics demo account. Once again, it's a Google merchandise store. So let's log in here. We see the audience overview. We won't use that. We will use the acquisition tab. And we will go straight to the source medium report, because that's what was the basic report in the old days. Google Analytics is 10 years old, and before Google bought it, it has some years as well. So let's just check out the source medium tab. So what do we have here? The top source medium is youtube.com referral, and then we have Google Organic. Organic means unpaid search results. Direct none. mall.googleplex.com referral, I don't know what that is. And they have some kind of source that is called partners, which they categorize as medium affiliate. We have source and medium. Source is from where did the traffic come? From whom? Who sent the traffic? And medium is what type of traffic it was. How did the user, what type of link was it? How did it come? Through what means did the user come? Let's use Google as an example. We filter on the source mediums that are from Google. Filter that are from Google, like that. Google has sent two types of traffic, organic and CPC. CPC stands for cost per click, which is paid search traffic. Organic is the free unpaid traffic from the Google search engine. And let's check out Facebook. Do they have Facebook referrals somehow? No, they don't. That's odd, because it's Google, I guess. And looking at one medium, such as organic only, we see that there are different search engines that is sending the same type of traffic. They are sending organic traffic, which is from Google or Baidu or Bing or Yahoo or Ask. So let's just Google for AdWords. Here we have ads through the annonce, the small green ad label. These would be categorized as CPC. Whereas this one that doesn't have an ad, that would be an organic result. So we have CPC and organic. Then in the New York Times example, where we were on New York Times, and we clicked a link to Wikipedia. Click. This would just be called a referral. So if you were clicking an ad somewhere, some kind of a display ad, often you can put CPM, that's how you paid for it, cost per mil instead of cost per click. Or you can just call it display or some other thing. Some social, perhaps we can use social, but social is often just referrals from like facebook.com or a referral that came from twitter.com. So we can have sources here. Source. CPC, Google, Bing, I don't know, organic. We can have Baidu, Google, Bing. Referral could be whatever website, like wikipedia.org. CPM, that can be whatever. People use these tags to call them something. CPM could be Google. But if I put up a display ad on another website, I would like to call that, say, Aftonbladet, a big Swedish newspaper. So if we go to Aftonbladet. On this Swedish newspaper, Aftonbladet, there are ads, and Norwegian has an ad here. They are probably charged by the thousands, so they have probably tagged it as cost per mil. But it's not on Google because it's on Aftonbladet. But they might as well tag it as display, because you could also set these mediums and sources yourself. And that's when we use what Google Analytics call UTM tags. It stands for Urchin Tracking Module, because Google Analytics was called Urchin when Google bought it. So we have UTM tags. So if you have a parameter UTM source equals Aftonbladet, and we have UTM medium equals, I don't know, display, and we have a campaign name. We call this what was the campaign? Hang gliding on big string campaign. When we put these parameters onto a link, then Google Analytics overrides whatever traffic information there is. So if we were ranking on Google with these UTM source medium campaign tags, then it wouldn't say Google Organic if I click that link. It would just say Aftonbladet display hang gliding on big string. We also have the special case of there not being any information at all. This is a direct traffic. So let's check out how it looks without a referrer. If I just type in dn.se, the daily news, and check my console, document.referrer. Oh, it redirects me. My God. Can I go to I will do Wikipedia again. I will just go to a website, to a page on Wikipedia. Now let me check the document.referrer. It's empty. By just typing in Wikipedia here and going to a straight link, there is no previous page, because the browser doesn't know what previous page was, because the document.referrer only exists when you click or the server redirects you. So if I click here on this article, the referrer will be the previous page. This one, Hägersten. But if I just go straight to this article like that, the referrer will be empty. And then it's a direct hit. But there is a special case. What if I Google something? Say I have Googled Google Merchandise Store. I enter it, click on Europe. Let's say time passes, the entire day goes by, and then I hit the address again. Now I should be a direct session, but I'm not. I will be Google Organic. Why? In the admin section, we go to the property, check out the tracking info, and go to session settings. Remember how we, in the last episode, where you can find somewhere here, we talked about the session timeout, how if there came new page views within the session, it would just extend the session. It would be the same session even though you and I perceived it as different session. The same is with traffic sources. There is a campaign timeout. So if I come within the 6 months, that is a default setting that the Google Merchandise Store is using. If I come as a direct traffic and I have a cookie that Google Analytics knows about that has a previous traffic source, Google Analytics will attribute my direct session to that previous source. And that's why perhaps you have an ad on AdWords that had 1 click, but you see, when you look in the traffic sources, you see several sessions, even though you only paid for 1 click. Why is that? That is because they are actually direct sessions being impersonated as your traffic source, Google CPC. This is a pain. 6 months is just silly. When I come, I click an ad, and I go to the Google Merchandise Store. And then I don't do anything there. I just bounce out. Then 5 months later, I realize, Google Merchandise Store. I really want a nice cap with the Google brand. And I do a type in and just go to the Google Merchandise Store. Then Google Analytics will show that because 5 months is less than these 6 months. If I come with the same browser that has the same cookie, Google Analytics will show that as the ad I clicked 5 months ago. Stupid! That's why I always change this to something else. I don't know. Perhaps you can have 1 week or 1 day or a couple of hours. I just think when you're analyzing behavior, it makes more sense to just know that the direct traffic is direct. So when we're looking here in the merchandise store on these source mediums, probably they don't have 25,000 youtube.com referrals. Perhaps they have 20,000, but 5,000 of those are actually direct sessions coming, but they don't have any new traffic source. Also, the same way works the other way, sort of. Like when there's a new traffic source, that traffic source overrides the previous. So as soon as there's a new traffic source, you will become a new session with the new traffic source. So how does this work? I come from Google Organic. Actual behavior. G thinks. I come at Google Organic. G thinks I'm Google Organic. Then I use a type in bookmark. Like 2 days after. Google Analytics will think I am still Google Organic because it doesn't have any new traffic information and I'm within the campaign timeout. Then I click an ad, Google CPC. Now GA will think I'm Google CPC. But then I back, like within seconds, I back to the search result and click another ad. So this was ad 1. Google thinks it's ad 1. And then I click a different ad 2. Now, even though this is just, 10 seconds later, Google Analytics will see this as a new session. And then I come as direct. GA will think it's the previous one, then I come as direct and direct and direct and direct. Yeah, you get the point. So even though here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 sessions that are direct, if they are within the campaign timeout, GA will still think this was my traffic source. So be aware of the traffic sources. This behavior is called near last touch, or the last non-direct click model. And by using the model attribution tool, if you go to conversions, multi-channel funnels, or using this attribution, you can look at different models. So you can look at the last interaction versus the last non-direct click. The last non-direct click is the one we're talking about, where if you're still direct but had previous information, then GA will say this is the previous information traffic. So we can actually look at this and compare. We can compare the models here. So if direct was last interaction, it would be almost 7,000. But with the last non-direct click model, it's just 3,630. So it's a 50% gap. And remember, we're checking the referral, youtube.com referrals. It said with the last non-direct click model that is what 4,300. But actually, if we looked at direct as direct and not the last known, it was just 2,400 sessions. So there's a huge gap here. Something to be aware of. Another special case with direct is with the way browsers work and referrers. If I'm using something that is not a browser to open a link, such as my email program, I've emailed myself a link here to this Wikipedia page. Because the email browser is not a web browser, clicking this link won't give me any referrer. Clicking here, checking the console, I don't have a referrer. So by coming through email, it looks as direct traffic. So if you have using a bunch of mailing lists and newsletters, and you're not using the UTM tags in Google Analytics, all this traffic, not all the traffic, but the traffic that comes from email browsers and not web-based email browsers will look as direct traffic. And this is the same if you have apps. You have apps, like social apps, like Twitter or Facebook or different apps. If you don't, on your links that you publish there, add these UTM tags, perhaps it will look like direct traffic, because an app opens a browser and opens a link, but because the app was not itself a browser, the new link will just look as direct traffic because it won't have a document.referrer. And that is what is called dark social, that you have a bunch of direct traffic that could actually be social traffic. Let's say Wikipedia used Google Analytics. If they wanted to share this link on social media, on Facebook perhaps, in their feed, they have this Facebook page, they would add the UTM source equals Facebook, and the UTM medium would equal, say, the feed. And they do this with a campaign name that they call, I don't know, fun areas in Stockholm. By opening this link, Google Analytics will understand that even though I'm from a social media app that is not a browser in itself, by adding this, it will override whatever the traffic source, which was direct, with this information. And the same would be if Wikipedia had a newsletter. Perhaps the UTM source would be, I don't know, MailChimp. They use MailChimp. Let's say MailChimp. And UTM medium would be, I don't know, email or newsletter. And the campaign name, fun places in Stockholm or whatever. That's how you use UTM tags. I will put a link below where you have a UTM builder, and perhaps you will figure it out. With Google AdWords and double-click ads, what GA does is it adds GCL ID for Google AdWords and some identification. If you have linked Google Analytics with Google AdWords, Google Analytics will figure this out and convert this GCL ID into UTM source, medium, campaign, keyword, and content. So that's why it's good to link those up, because then you don't have to think about the UTM tags. But if you were to advertise on Bing ads, you would perhaps want to add UTM source equal Bing and UTM medium. Perhaps it's CPC and UTM campaign equals fun whatever in Stockholm. Yeah, you get it. You get it. So here in the Google Merchandise Store GA, we see that they have partners and affiliate. This is UTM tags that they have set up themselves. Also, they use some kind of DFA, I don't know what that is, CPM, some kind of ad network. And all these referrals are basically links. So the google.com referral, why is the google.com there and it's not organic or CPC? Well, it's probably because it's like a google.com help page or something like that. What more do they have? By do organic, some kind of about.com referral. So these are links. And if we want to dig deeper into those, we just go to the referral tab. And let's see what are the links from google.com. And here we see the referral paths. We can open those. So somewhere here they have a link to the Google Merchandise Store. And going there will give us the document.referrer. Oh, a bunch of stuff is here. Oh, here we have the referrer. And that is the same referrer that we see here. Having all these source and medium, people are not used to that. That is not how they speak colloquially. You don't say that you have, you don't use the UTM medium terms. And that was figured out by Google Analytics. So they created these channels. And the channels is basically like a nice name where they group the groups to a new group. So the source mediums that are social, they put in this channel group social. And here we see that they call it social network. We have all the social networks here. So the channels are easier to comprehend. And they have paid search here, so we probably have some AdWords here, I think. Or have the keywords, but let's check the sources. Oh, it's Google. And if we check out the medium, it's probably CPC. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I would appreciate if you click the subscribe button if you haven't already. Click the like button, obviously. And especially write in the comments, what do you want me to do more of? Like, do you want me to clarify something, make another series? Is there any topic in Google Analytics that you don't understand? Comment away. That's it. See you in the next video.